Level 1. The invitation. The envelope weighs more than it should. Black stock. No return address. Your name embossed in silver. Inside, a single key card and a time. 11:47 p.m. Dock 9, Pier 17. You don't ask who sent it. You already know. You arrive early. The river smells like oil and cold metal. A security gate hums open without you touching it. Two men in tailored charcoal suits check nothing but your eyes. One of them nods, almost respectfully. You step onto a yacht that costs more than the company you work for. The cabin door closes behind you. 12 people sit around a glass table. No phones, no introductions, just faces you recognize from magazines, earnings calls, Senate hearings, a hedge fund titan, a biotech founder, an oil magnate, a venture capitalist who turned $4 million into $40 billion in 8 years. No one smiles. A folder slides in front of you. Inside are documents you didn't know existed. Offshore accounts, shell corporations, your name listed as a director of something registered in the Cayman Islands. You've never heard of it. We protect our own. This is the test. You are level 1, an initiate. Your job is simple. Observe, execute, never question. You are given a private terminal in a secured office you didn't know your firm owned. You're assigned tasks with no context. You attend meetings at 3 a.m. You sit silently while decisions reshape markets. You suppress a regulatory complaint that would expose environmental damage in Southeast Asia. You convince yourself it's complicated, that global supply chains are fragile, that thousands of jobs depend on silence. You sleep fine that night. By the 3rd month, you stop checking your reflection before meetings. You don't need reassurance anymore. You belong. Until the day you're summoned alone. You've been useful, they tell you. Now you'll be necessary. You've passed.
Level 2, the asset. It starts with a number, $50 million. That's what they allocate to you. Not yours, never yours, but under your management. You are now an asset. You control capital that destabilizes industries. You're given discretion. You're trusted to place bets aligned with the cabal's interests. Sometimes that means inflating a startup before acquisition. Sometimes that means quietly shorting a company they plan to cripple. You learn the second rule: loyalty is measured in profit. You meet with senators in private lounges. You fund campaigns indirectly through 3 layers of PACs. You shake hands and smile while negotiating clauses that bury entire investigations. You tell yourself it's strategic influence. You begin to compartmentalize. The first time you ruin someone, it feels procedural. A CEO refuses to cooperate. Within 6 months, anonymous allegations surface. A whistleblower appears. A regulatory probe freezes his assets. His board replaces him. You didn't fabricate anything. You just accelerated it. That's what you tell yourself. At level 2, you start earning percentages, not salary. Percentages. You clear $8.7 million in a year, none of it touching your personal name. You upgrade your house, not flashy, just secure. Smart glass, facial recognition gates, private security rotation. You notice you don't talk about work anymore, not even in vague terms. Friends drift away. Romantic relationships feel inconvenient. You learn the 3rd rule: attachments are liabilities. One night, at 2:13 a.m., you receive a call. Pull everything from Green Arc by Open. Green Arc is a renewable energy darling, media favorite. You invested heavily last quarter. You don't ask why. You pull $42 million. At 9:30 a.m., a classified leak hits the news. Government subsidy fraud. Stock plummets 68%. You watch it happen from a leather chair in silence. You feel nothing. That's when you understand. You're not reacting to the market. You are the market, and they're watching how you handle that power. The architect. There are only 4 of you now. Architects. You don't meet often. When you do, it's in places without cameras. No staff. No digital footprint. You design frameworks that outlast governments. Multi-decade control over water rights. Satellite infrastructure monopolies. AI governance standards written before regulators understand the terminology. You stop thinking about money. Money is trivial. You think about legacy. About shaping civilization subtly enough that no one sees the hand. You also think about risk. Exposure would not mean prison. It would mean collapse. At this level, you eliminate threats preemptively. Quiet buyouts. Strategic bankruptcies. Character assassinations executed through proxies. You rarely raise your voice. You don't need to. But the cost is clear. You haven't had a genuine conversation in years. You trust no one completely. Even the other architects are competitors disguised as partners. You built the machine. Now it runs whether you're present or not. You start to feel replaceable. For the first time, power feels fragile. The sovereign ghost. You stop attending meetings. You don't need to. It's assumed. The others defer without saying it. You become the sovereign ghost. You operate through layers so deep your name disappears from every structure. Your wealth is estimated, never confirmed. $40 billion. $70 billion. It doesn't matter. You control direction, not details. You spend more time alone. A private island. A secure compound in the mountains. Offices accessible only through biometric corridors. You wake at 4 a.m. and review global dashboards. Energy flows. Currency shifts. Political polling trends. You feel detached. When crises erupt, you don't panic. You adjust. A pandemic. You reposition supply chains within weeks. A war. You hedge both sides discreetly. You tell yourself you're stabilizing the world. You know you're shaping it for advantage. The cost surfaces quietly. You can't leave. Not really. Your existence depends on secrecy and dominance. Retirement isn't an option. Visibility isn't either. You think about the first envelope. How light you felt walking onto that yacht. You don't feel light anymore. You feel permanent. Immovable. Isolated. You've mastered the system. And the system owns you. One evening, your authority protege submits a list of candidates for initiation. You scan the names. Ambitious. Intelligent. Hungry. You circle one. 32 years old. Rising executive. Clean reputation. Flexible morals. You authorize the invitation. Black stock. Silver embossing. Dock 9. Pier 17. Somewhere, a door closes behind him. He feels chosen. He thinks he understands the game. He doesn't. But he will.